Subsistence agriculture means the production of crops for self-consumption and not for sale in the market. The farming areas consume all of the products locally grown. It can be grouped into two categories. Number one, primitive subsistence agriculture and intensive subsistence agriculture. Primitive subsistence agriculture. It is also known as shifting agriculture or shifting cultivation. It was widely practiced by many tribes in the tropics, especially in Africa. The vegetation is usually cleared by fire, and the ashes add to the fertility of the soil. Thus, this agriculture practice is also called as slash and burn agriculture. The cultivated patches are very small. Cultivation is done by very primitive tools such as sticks and hoes. After some time, the soil loses its fertility. Then the farmer shifts his cultivation or farming to some other fields. After a series of cultivation of crops and cropping area, farmer return to the earlier patches sometimes. Shifting cultivation has different names in different parts of the world. In Northeast India, it is known as jooming. In Central America, shifting cultivation is known as milpa, and in Indonesia and Malaysia, it is known as ladang. Intensive subsistence agriculture. This type of farming is a typical feature of densely populated regions of monsoon Asia. There are two types of intensive subsistence farming. Intensive subsistence agriculture dominated by wet paddy cultivation. Here, paddy is the major crop. Land holdings are very small due to high population density. Agricultural operations are done manually and the use of machineries are very limited. Farmyard manures are used as fertilizers. Farmers work with the help of other members of his family. Entire farming system is labor intensive and productivity is very low. Intensive subsistence agriculture dominated by crops other than paddy. It is not practical to grow paddy everywhere, whereas it requires a typical relief, a typical soil and a typical climate. In other areas, wheat, barley, soybean, sorghum, etc. are cultivated. China, Manchuria, North Korea, North Japan, North India and Pakistan, etc. have this type of farming practices. One peculiarity is that they have irrigation facilities if necessary.